Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be picking up where I left off on my story about what's going on with me and how it all started, and I'm just going to get right to it. If you want to catch up on my story, you can click on the first one that I released. It was a long time ago. I've been doing these videos for over a year now, and I hope you get something out of these videos. And so, I had been going on my life as normal. If you're new to this video, then you don't know the previous parts. But I lived a normal life, right? I went to high school, I went to college, I held multiple jobs. I went to work one day and I had something to say about my coworkers. I told the HR lady what was going on with me. I didn't know that she was a sorceress kind of woman, involved in the occult. I had no idea. I walk in there. I start telling what's going on with me at my work. And if you know the rest of the story, you can read into it. But basically, just imagine you lived a normal life, and then you died, and then you came back to life, and then you realize two things. You realize you're possessed by demons, and you realize you're not a human. And so that's what happened to me. And it's just a lot to take in. That's why I'm bringing this up, because nobody should have to go through this, what I'm going through right now. I tried my best, but this title of this video, I'm going to call it Anxiety and Distress, because it caused me a lot of anxiety and distress over the course of probably a month. It was probably a month in between the first time I talked to the priest and the second time, which I'll end with this video on. And during that time, I knew God was trying to communicate with me, but he wasn't doing it out loud like he did in the first meeting that I had with this priest, where he actually talked to me out loud. And I hadn't yet deciphered and figured out that there's different voices in your head, and you can actually hear God talk to you in your head telepathically, just like you can hear demons talk to you telepathically. But I hadn't yet heard it, and I hadn't yet realized this. And so I was trying to find signs from God on what to do next through synchronicity, which can also be used by the devil, through angel numbers, which can also be used by the devil, and just through being observant and looking for signs out there and about in the world. Like sometimes I would find a random book underneath a tree. What is it doing there? How did it get there? And stuff like that. So it's just things that are very obvious. Or one time I was walking down the street and I had asked God about something in my second meeting. So this was even after the second meeting. And he had put together a suitcase full of stuff to remind me to do something, because there was something that was on my mind and I wanted an answer, and he gave me an answer through that. And it was just a random thing, and it was filled with all the right things to give me the exact decision that I needed to make. And so I was doing this over the period of a month. I learned in what I already put out in my other videos about looking for signs and looking for numbers. So trying to decipher signs from God. The devil can use the numbers 2 and 6. God can use the numbers 3 and 9. Both can use music. So both can use music and manipulate the radio. Both can use music and manipulate your phones. So electronics are being able to be manipulated by demons mostly, and God can do it too. And God can also talk through people, like I've released in my other videos. So I was just looking for the signs, and I was hearing what I needed to hear about God, and then I was hearing other things from Lucifer. And Lucifer had tricked me into believing something that wasn't true, and it caused me a lot of emotional distress, because I thought I was going to lose my girlfriend, and he had done something that he wasn't supposed to do, and God said he was going to punish him for it. And at that point, I realized, oh, it wasn't my thought, it was Lucifer. And let's see, I did a lot of research on demonology before my first meeting with the priest, because I wanted to learn about what was going on and what demon was inside of me and what I could do to help my situation. I learned through my meeting with the priest the first time, in which people that I meet with and talk with God, and God talks through me, they don't remember everything like I do. They only remember what they're supposed to remember. But I went to this priest, and when God takes over my body, because I gave my body to him when I died, I start doing a lot of sign language. So I had begun research and been doing sign language, and some of the sign language is still relevant today, like expelling demons. I do 3. If you do 3 and you put it up, it's praising God, and I can also do it above and below. So that's a saying that I'm not going to repeat here, but if you know it, you know it. And I've done a lot of other signs, and no, I'm not a demon, I'm an angel, but when God takes over, I do sign language, and I don't know sign language, but I was doing a lot of signs, and I was able to decipher a couple of them. And this culminated with, I had a lot of fighting with my girlfriend, because my girlfriend couldn't really understand what was going on with me. Or it took me about a month to remember everything that happens. Like after I have one of these meetings with the priest, I remember everything, he doesn't. I remember it in steps, because it's so hard for the human brain to process. I can't imagine how hard it is for you to process. But it led to me fighting a lot with my girlfriend, and I was almost going to lose my girlfriend. And it led me to go to church one day on Saturday, and I went in the church, and that's where I'm going to end the story, because that's where I had a second meeting with God, in which I learned a lot of information. And I'll release that video probably in a few weeks, but that's where I saw Mary, that's where I signed God's book, because God has a book, and the devil has a book. And they can sign, and if you sign your name in them, if you agree to their terms. So like when God has a covenant, he has a book. So those people in the Bible that you hear about, like Abraham and Isaac and Jacob, they're in his book. They signed his book, but nobody knows that. But anyways, I'll save that for the next video. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you get something out of it, and I hope you look at those older videos that are released, because it has the information that you need in there if you want to know what's going on with how God tries to communicate with you, or the devil. So, I'll see you in the next video. Thank you for watching.